Well, there should be a lot of Avengers returning for Doomsday and Secret Wars, and one of those Avengers many people are expecting to see is Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch. But recently, the actress has had a bit to say, and it sounds like, well, that might not actually happen. Or is she leading fans astray? Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what she said, what I think's going on, and why I think she does indeed appear in the next Avengers films. Now, one character that seems almost a lot for upcoming Avengers films would be the Scarlet Witch. The last time we technically saw the character was in Multiverse of Madness, when she seemed to be killed, destroying the Darkhold and all of its remnants. Now, when you watch that scene as the mountain collapses on her, it's pretty clear there's a flash of red light. And ever since that happened, many people have pretty much assumed the Scarlet Witch will return. Now, we do know there are multiverse variants. We actually met one in that Doctor Strange film. And even though the character's body was teased in Agatha all along, many of us are almost assured the character will return. Now, with Doomsday and Secret Wars set to shoot back-to-back in the UK, many of us felt like this was about to be fully revealed. But recently, the actress talked to The Hollywood Reporter, and it seems like, at least according to her, that might not happen. Now, when asked about her return to Marvel Studios, she went on and talked quite a bit about how when she first went with Marvel, she really wasn't aware of how much physical time and space in her world it would take up. And it's very important to her as an actress to follow her taste and stretch into different roles. This is something you quite often hear from actors and actresses, particularly after they've had a huge role that's kind of defining their career. Now, she was flat out asked if she would stay in the UK for these upcoming Marvel events, and she replied, "No. I'm back in the States. I just finished Panic Carefully. I'm moving on to filming a pilot for FX." So, does this mean the character will not return in the upcoming films? Well, guys, I always like to point this out. These are professional performers. They literally say things that aren't true for a living and get paid for it. And Olsen is really at the top of her game. Now, is there a distinct possibility she's not part of these projects? Of course that's possible. And she is obviously the driving force in her career. I would completely understand why she would want to pursue her own tastes and passions. You see that from a lot of Marvel performers. But if you notice, many of them return for a reason. That would be the Marvel paycheck. Lots of other actors, from Tom Holland to Chris Hemsworth or even Chris Evans, journeyed out to do their own things but regularly return to the Marvel Universe because of the Marvel payday. These huge Marvel paychecks allow these actors and performers to pursue the things that are important to them. And without that money, well, they would be constantly doing projects they don't really believe in simply to pay the bills, and that doesn't leave room for the things you love to do. When I read between the lines of what Olsen said here, she made it super clear. She's going to pursue her passions and her tastes. But I think her only path to do that is through those Marvel dollars. She was not one of the actors and actresses that was paid big early in those MCU days. And although I'm sure she did well in Multiverse of Madness, she's definitely not gotten a Robert Downey Jr. or Scarlett Johansson level payday from Marvel. I highly suspect she's going to be part of these films, and she probably won't reappear until Secret Wars. I think every single character will be on the table for Battleworld, and there's really almost zero chance the Russo brothers won't utilize the Scarlet Witch in some fashion. Given her reality-bending powers could play so big into a story about altered realities, I think she's an absolute necessary piece. And despite her denials here, which I think are a bit of a red herring, I do honestly believe she'll be part of these films and might be a major part of the second feature. Now, we're going to keep a close eye on what she said. Up until this point, she's teased constantly her return, so to all of a sudden make a 180-degree turn is a little weird to me. I believe the actress really likes playing the role and definitely really likes cashing those checks. How that actually works out, well, we're going to have to wait and see. Now, before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily videos and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.